Does it look like I'm fit now? Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I am going to design a website in 20 minutes, or at least I'll try to do that. In the next video, I am going to make this design into an actual landing page using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's just get into this design and let's see how I do in 20 minutes. This is a good practice to do short designs. If you do it in 10-minute increments or 15-minute increments, 20, that will not only help you to design faster, it will also help you to see what looks good and what does not look good. Say you have a client and you want to design something for the client. If you use 4 hours to design one thing, you might not be satisfied with the result. But if you take increments and do 20 minutes for each design, just do it for 1 hour. You have 3 different designs that you can choose from, or you can at least pick a direction and then dive deeper and do a bigger design sprint. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer right here. And I don't know what I'm going to create yet, but we'll see. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over. I've cheated. I've put up and I have my tabs open already. So I would use Unsplash to get some images, and that's the first thing I'm going to do. First, I have to decide what I want the site to be about. And a product, selling up one product will be nice for landing pages. So I am going to maybe sell cup. No, you know what? Let's do a shoe. That one's actually perfect. So what I'm looking for when I'm looking for pictures is I'm looking for the object itself and some color behind it. That this is not ideal because it's red on red, but this, for example, where it's red on yellow or gray on white, it's much easier for me to clip the item out from the background and separate it. This is going to be a little harder, but I really do like the how the shoe is facing and looking. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this, download it for free. I always take the largest one and then I can scale it down in my Photoshop. I'm going to drag it into a folder, and I'm also going to drag it into Photoshop here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the whole thing. I'm not a master using Photoshop or XD or anything like that, but I know my way around it. So this is not a tutorial for that at all. This is just for you to see how I would design, or come up with ideas, at least. For real designs, I would talk to the client and take all the different criterias into account. But right now I'm just designing something that's going to look good and hopefully sell as well. Things that look good usually sells too. So I'm just going to do this roughly. I'm not going to make it perfect because it's a design sketch. It's not the final design. And it's going to take some time to do it perfectly. I used 2 minutes already. This is going to be tough. I can't do it. I'm not steady enough on my hand. I can't do it. Okay, it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna have a background on this that's gonna be red as well. So that'll be fine. I am going to remove this shadow here. I don't want that. Come on. There we go. So I could have zoomed in a little bit. That would probably help me. But it's easy to think about that after. Oh, make sure you get all the select the whole thing, that there is not gaps in here. There we go. I am going to layer this with a copy, and then I'm going to take the item. No, no, I forgot this. I said make sure to take everything and I didn't get it myself. That's typical. Okay, so now I got the whole thing. I am going to make a layer via copy, and I'm going to take it over here. Yeah, you can see that it's some rough edges here, but that's gonna be fine. I am going to make this into, oh, actually we're gonna remove the background. I do not need that. No. There we go. And then I'm going to save this as, what is going on?
What is going on?
Okay, so I just wasted an entire minute trying to save this file into the correct folder. I am going to save it into this folder, and I am going to save it as a PNG. So I'm just going to call it shoe PNG, and that'll be perfect. I'm going to make it the smallest file size. So that's good. Then I'm going to head over to the folder itself. I'm going to take the shoe. This is a PNG file, and I am going to drag it over to my XD. So here in the XD, I am going to take the shoe. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so it fits in here. So this is a 920 by 1080 view. This is the standard desktop view that I like to design for. I'm thinking I'm going to have it like this and some text on the side. But this does not look good on a white background, so I am going to make a dark background here. I am going to make this, yeah, like that, something like that, maybe a little bit darker, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna make it behind the other one, the image, center back. And yeah, you can see there's some red things here and part of the background of the shoe, but I am going to put like this, and that does not look good either. So I'm going to recreate the image kind of by making a background for the image here. I want the header to be free so we can see the text. I don't want the red to be all the way up, then the navigation menu would be cluttered and the contrast would be bad. Because text on a red background never usually goes well. So I'm going to remove the border, and I'm going to make this behind again, send backwards. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger, like that. Like this, maybe something like that. Yeah, I think that is good. I'm gonna remove the border of this one as well. I don't like the borders, they are ugly. I'm gonna create a logo quickly. I don't know what to call this. I hate coming up with names. Let's just call it runtime or something like that. I am going to make this Montserrat. That's the only font I use basically. Oops. Montserrat. I want to make it bold. I want to make it 25 pixels. Also want to make it white because it's on a dark background. Contrast is really important. You don't want to have things that are kind of visible. You want it to be really visible for the user. That is going to make sure that people, even with disabilities to the vision, is going to be able to see this. So here I am going to make the menu. That's going to be products and blog, about, and contact. I do not want these to be bold. That's better. I'm gonna make this in the center here. Also gonna make this in the center. So we can center them like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm using way too much time on this, but I'm just gonna make this landing page here, so I'm not gonna do too much stuff. I need to make some text here, so I am going to write something. I do not know what. Run like the wind. that's stupid. Let's do run. Let's do run forest, and then let's do run forest run. See if you can see all this, what's going on here. Yeah, let's make it bold as well. There we go. I want this one to be as wide as the other one there. I really do not have time to do all these tweaks. So I think it's going to be something like that, and then let's have a button here that it says, it's going to say shop now. I do not want it to be big as that. Yeah, we gotta make the contrast again, so we gotta make it dark. I'm gonna use the same color as the background. Copy that, go back here. So as I mentioned, I'm not an expert using XD, you can probably tell. But this is not a tutorial on how to use the program itself. It's more a tutorial on how to design something. Yeah, I really like the rounded corners for this. It could be like this also, but it would be too sharp. It could work for a design like this because we have other sharp angles, and you try to be consistent with your angles when you're designing. You don't want something to be very sharp and something to be round. But as the shoe is round here, and there's some roundness in the Nike and everything, we can use the round one here. I think that's gonna be the best. So yeah, this looks kind of it looks okay, but it's lacking something, and without cluttering it, I don't want to put anything more here, but maybe another background image. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to Unsplash, and I'm going to find some runners, or runner, maybe that's better. So most of the time I'm just sitting here looking at images because it's really hard to find exactly what you're looking for. But I am looking for something dark. I do not want any colors to clutter up this. The colors I've chosen is like, we have red from the shoe, we have white, and we also have black. It's very nice when you have an object like this that's the focal point, because then you can take the colors from the item, make it into some elements of the website, and it will look good in most cases. If I were to make this green, for example, that would be a disaster, because red and green does not mix and it looks really bad. It could do this as well, but there's no other elements that are green in this picture, so it just looks odd and misplaced. But as we have a black background, I do want to have the contrast good enough, because this is going to be the call to action button. So I really do want that to be, make it a little bit center. There we go. I really do want that to be the contrast, really have a really good contrast to the background. That's really important. Now, the problem here now is that we have a lot of text here that also takes up your attention, but I think that is fine for now. We need to make an image here. I'm wasting time again. How much time do I have? 15 minutes I've spent. So I have 5 minutes to find an image and edit it. That's good luck with that, Tony. I can't seem to find Trap Runners. Again, I'm looking for something dark like this, but also with a little bit more action in it. Somebody sprinting maybe, that would be nice. This is not good. Running. Let's try that. Let's try running. It's annoying that you can't find like the same types of images when you search for running and runners. It's there we go. That is actually perfect. I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna take the large one again. Probably gonna have to scale this down, but I'm gonna put it in here. I am going to open it in a new window here. Zoom in a bit. They have white shoes. I'm gonna make those shoes red. If I have time for this though, it's gonna be barely. I wanna try to get them selected. I'm not gonna do this perfectly. I'll do it really quick. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it perfectly again. So I actually don't have time to do that. I'm really short on time right now. The other guy, I want to have, he's a little bit easier because his shoes is a little bit brighter. But try to stick to the time when you're designing something. It's easy to spend more time than you should and say, I'm not perfect. It's not perfect, and it's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be direction. Okay, now I have all the shoes selected. I'm going to head over to fill. I'm going to select color. I'm going to select a red color. Something like this. And select overlay. And opacity 100%. That's red now. It's not red as red as I want it. I'm going to do this again. So it's fill. Just click OK. The settings are still there. Okay, then the shoes are red. That's good. I am going to crop this picture. It's really not the ideal. And then I'm going to make sure the image size is not too large. So I'm going to make it 1600. That's good. And then I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And I was going to say runners. Yeah, maximum file. How much time do I have? I don't have time to do this, guys. But if this was not a YouTube video, I would stop. So I'm gonna get those in here. I am going to make sure they're taking up the space here. That's good. I'm gonna put them all the way to the back. I'm going to take the overlay, the black background here, and I am going to take the opacity down a bit. Yeah. I see what we need. We need another background all the way back. And that one is going to be dark. Remove the border. Do not like borders. Make this a little bit smaller. I am going to take the image, move it just a little bit, like that maybe. And I'm going to take the, oh, that's not going to work. There we go. And then I'm actually gonna make a gradient on this one. So I'm gonna go in here, make a linear gradient. I want it to go from black to black, really. But in the middle, I want it to be lighter. So here I want the color to be full. Same with the bottom. I want the color to be full. And the center, I want the center to be see-through. Oh, it's because this is set. Remember, this opacity is different from this opacity, so you have to make sure you have the right one. And I want the center one to be visible like that. I want that and that to be dark. There we go. And this red color is a little bit too bright. I am going to make it a little darker, something like that maybe. Maybe a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna make this down. I'll take this down. And I think that's it. There we go. This is the design after how much time? 23 minutes. I did mess up, and because of the video recording and everything, I spent 1 minute wasted. So 22 minutes I spent designing this. This is just quickly thrown together. We can make a preview on how it's gonna look. I do think the background image looks good in this, and the coloring of the shoes helped out. Maybe this is a little bit too bright, and maybe this text is a little bit too big. It takes up too much attention from the button itself. But all in all, I think it looks good. So there we go, 23 minutes to design a landing page for a shoe. Yep, that does not sound as impressive as I thought it would. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified when I upload, because next week I am going to create this landing page using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Then you will be able to see how I translate my designs into code. So again, thank you guys for watching, thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.